Internet Explorer is one of the more popular web browsers that we use to access the internet. I'm going to come down here, click on the E for Internet Explorer icon, and you'll notice that it's going to open that Internet Explorer screen up. Your computer may run a little bit faster than mine, but the screen that opens is your home page, and this is whatever page you have set up in your options to be your home page. If you go to Tools and you go to Internet Options, you can change what your home page is just by typing in your new address here. So if we wanted to make Yahoo our home page, because we have a Yahoo email account and we use it all the time, then we can type in www.yahoo.com and we can apply it and OK. Now if I close this window out and I go back and click on Internet Explorer, it's going to bring it to Yahoo instead of Dell. Whatever is in that Internet Options is what you're going to have as far as your home page. Yahoo is actually called a search engine, and it's where you can go out and you can find different informations on different topics. The World Wide Web gives you access to all kinds of information. With the Internet Explorer, you have what's called tab browsing, which means instead of having to go and open up Internet Explorer again, all you have to do is click on another tab and it'll open up another tab for you. You can click on another, click in your address line, gaston.edu, and you now have Yahoo open in one tab, Gaston College open in the other tab. And that is called tab browsing, excuse me. This is your title bar. This is your address line where you type in your web address. These are pull down menus. These are your tabs. If you wanted to make Gaston College one of your favorites, you could click on your favorites button and add it to favorites and give it a name. And if you just want it to be created in your favorites, you can leave it as is, or you could create a new folder and put it inside of that new folder. I'm just going to click on add, and I now have Gaston College as one of my favorites. If I click on BB for Blackboard, that takes me to Gaston College's Blackboard's website. Notice that my address line here has changed. If you go to favorites and you add to favorites and you add this link as a favorite for Blackboard Learn, if you come in one morning and you want to do some work and Gaston College's website is down, you can go to your favorites button, access this page, and you can bypass the web page altogether. Now once you get on some pages, you have this back button that will allow you to go back to where it was that you came from. You also have a search box where if we wanted to search out and we wanted to find information on riding a bike, then I can press enter and it's going to go and it's going to find me links of things that are associated with riding a bike. I could click on one of these links and it's going to open up the web page for me to view. If I wanted to save this page, I could go to File, I could come down to Save As, and I could save it on my flash drive as Learning to Ride a Bike, and I can save that page on my flash drive. If I wanted to print it, I could go to File and I could come down to Print. And I would click on the print button, but I'm not going to print this because I don't have a printer set up. Some of the other things that I can do is I can come down to page setup, and if I wanted it to have a page number on there, I could tell it to have a page number. If I wanted it to have a footer, I could have it have a footer, and in the custom part I could put my name. That way when I would tell it to print, I would see my name on the bottom of that page. If I go to print preview, you can see that it would have the date and it would have my name down at the bottom. And it would also tell me how many pages because I put that feature in there in that page setup. You always want to make sure that you're looking at proper sites. You want to make sure that they're secure. You don't want to give out any of your personal information to websites unless it is a trusted site that you know of. That is an overview of Internet Explorer. When dealing with file management with Windows 7, we're going to talk a little bit about our flash drive. We're going to click on our Office button, go to Computer, and open our flash drive from Movable Disk H. As you can see on my flash drive, I've already created some folders because you have to think of your flash drive like you would a filing cabinet, where you want to have a file folder for all information that you're putting in so that it's organized. The way you would create a new folder is you would come and click on this New Folder button. And so, like, let's say one of the units you're working on is called Basics. Then when you click on New Folder, you're going to type in Basics and press Enter, and you now have a place to store all of your basic information. And that is the way you would create a new folder. This video is going to talk about copying files, renaming files, and doing some other things with file management. If I click on my Office button and I go to Computer and I click, I can see all the places where I could save my files. I'm going to double click on my flash drive to open it, and I now see that file that I just created called My House. If I wanted to make a copy of that file, I would click on the file one time and right click with my mouse and click on the word Copy. Now somewhere in the white space, I would right click and I would click on the word Paste. And now I have a copy of My House. Now there are other ways that you can do this, so this is just one way that I'm showing you how to do this. If I decided I did not want My House Copy to be called My House Copy, I could right click on My House Copy and come to Rename, and I could give it a totally different name. And let's say I want to call this Masterpiece, because it is a great piece of work. And when I press Enter, that renames that file. I could also right click on Masterpiece and I could tell it to send to my desktop. And if I did that, it now is going to appear on my desktop. So I'm going to close this window out so you can see it. And it should be here, Masterpiece Shortcut. So if I double click on this icon, it's going to open it up, and I can make changes to this document if I would prefer. So if at the end here I wanted to put in an enter and I wanted to type in my address as 113 Wonderful Art Lane, Gastonia, I can't spell today, NC 28054. Then I've made some changes to this document. If I want to save it under the same name, Masterpiece, I would go to File, Save. If I wanted to save it as a different file name to keep my original intact, I would use Save As so that I could give it a different name, but I'm just going to click on Save. Now I'm going to close that window out. You can also open up a folder. Let's go to Start and go to Computer, and let's look at our flash drive again. You can also change the view that you're looking at with these folders, and that's by this icon right here. If you wanted to see it in tiles, you could change it to tiles. If you wanted to see it in extra large icons, you can see it in really big icons. You could change it to medium, small, whatever you want to change it to. That's a way that you can change your view. And that is going to conclude Windows Unit B. This video is going to work with WordPad and Paint a little bit to show you some of the features that they can do. If you click on the Office button and in the search box you type in WordPad, select WordPad and open it, and then do the same thing for Paint. Click on your Office button in the search box, type in Paint, click on Paint and open Paint. I'm going to pull these windows down to the side like I showed you in the last video so that they're side by side. And we're going to work in WordPad first of all, and we're going to create the text, My House. And over in Paint, I'm going to make Paint accessible, and I'm going to create a house. Just going to draw my house. I'm going to extend down my box so I can see. Actually, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to crop it, select it, and delete. That's an easy way to fix mistakes that you do. But we're going to click on Shapes, and I'm going to choose my rectangle, and I'm going to build my house. And I'm going to do a line from the corner up, and then I'm going to do another line from the corner down. Then I'm going to do another line, and I'm going to put me a chimney on my house. And all my lines are connecting. If I wanted to put a door on my house, there's my door, and I want it to have a doorknob. So there's my doorknob. I want it to have a couple windows. So there's a window. There's a window. I'm not very good as an artist. Then I want to color my house. Let's say I want to make it yellow. Oh, undo. That's a great button. The undo button is great. Let's put my window back in there. Okay, let's say I want to make my house yellow. I'm going to choose yellow, and I'm going to choose my paint bucket, and I'm going to color my house yellow. I'm going to color my roof brown and my chimney brown. I'm going to paint my door red, and my doorknob can be black. Okay, now I have my house. Well, I want to put my picture of my house from Paint into my WordPad document. So I've got to select my house, and then I am going to click on my clipboard button, and I'm going to tell it to copy, and I'm going to make WordPad accessible by clicking on my WordPad document, and I'm going to click on my paste button, and now I have a picture of my house in my WordPad document. And I'm going to click on my file button, and I'm going to come down to Save As, and I'm going to save this document on my flash drive. So I'm going to go to the right hand side where I see Removable Disk, because that's my flash drive. Double click to open it, and I'm going to save this file as My House and save. Okay, that created a file. Now I'm going to close these programs out because I didn't want to save that one. And that is a very easy way to create a file and to save it. And we will get into some other things about moving files and renaming files later. Good luck. This video is going to show you how to work with programs. We're going to click on our Office button, and in this search box I'm going to type in the word Paint. Paint is a program that comes with Windows 7, and when you type in the word in the search box, you can see a list of programs that are associated with the word you typed in. So I'm going to click on Paint, and it's going to open Paint. Then I'm going to click on my Office button, and I'm going to type in the search box WordPad, and I'm going to click on WordPad and open WordPad. Both of these programs come with Windows 7. Right now, because WordPad is in the forefront, this is my active program. But if I wanted to make Paint active, I could come and click, and now Paint is in the forefront and it's active. I can also go to my title bar, and where you see the words Untitled Paint, that's where my title bar is. I can click and I can drag this window to the bottom right hand corner and release my mouse button, and it fills the right hand side of the screen. If I do the same thing to Document WordPad, but I go to the left corner, now I can see both of these programs side by side. That's one of the neat features with Windows 7, is that you can have programs running side by side. If I decided I wanted WordPad to be the one that was open, I can shake it. Shaking's not working. If you shake it, then it fills the entire screen, and Paint is working in the background, as you can see on my taskbar. You can also minimize WordPad, and now you see Paint. If you minimize Paint, you now see them just on your taskbar, and you can open them back and forth. In WordPad, you have a pull-down menu. When you pull down this menu, this gives you different options. If we wanted to save this document for some reason, we could click on Save, and it's going to bring up a dialog box. And these dialog boxes allow you to do different things. And as we get into working with some of the programs, we will talk more about this. But this document library is where you will save by default. So if you want to save to a specific area, you've got to look over at the left hand side and find which drive you want to save in. Then give it a file name and save. If you do not, if all you do is come in and put in a file name, then it's going to save it in the document folder under libraries. I'm going to cancel that out. Another thing that you have in all programs is this little question mark in this corner, and this is called Help. If you click on that question mark, you access the Help feature, and you can type in what you want to get help on. Saving a file, for instance, and we search, and it'll bring up a list of things that are associated with saving a file, and then from there we can click, and it'll give us instructions on what to do to save that file. And so that is an overview of working with a program, and also accessing Help. Now I'm going to click on the X to close this program, and click on the X to close this program. If you wanted to shut down your computer, you could click on the Office button. You could come to Shut Down, and that would shut your computer down completely, or you can go over to the arrow, and you can see there's different options there as well. You could go into a hibernate mode, a sleep mode, restart, whatever. But that is just an overview and finishing up Windows Unit A for Windows 7. This video is going to show you how you can use your mouse and talk about some of the features with Windows 7. Your mouse is a mouse pointer, and as you move your mouse with your hand, it slides across your screen. You have folders and you have icons. If I double click on this folder with my mouse, it's going to open up that folder. And you see inside of this folder the different folders that are on this folder. You also see your minimize button, and if I click on minimize, it moves it down to the taskbar. I can click back on my folder button, and it'll move it back up into my window, or into my desktop. You also have a maximize button. When you click on maximize, it takes it full screen. When you click on the restore down, it takes it down to its original size, and then the X will close it. All of those things that we just did was clicking with our mouse to make it perform some type of command, and we double clicked to open the folder up. You can also double click to open up one of these icons. Like if I double click to open up my recycle bin, I can see everything that's in my recycle bin. And so double clicking works for both the icons and folders. If I close that out, then I no longer have a window open. I can also rearrange where my icons are on my screen. If I want to take my recycle bin and move it to the right hand side of the screen, I'm going to click with my mouse, hold down my mouse button, and drag it over. And when I get it to where I want it, I release it, and it's now in a new location. That's called dragging. You can also right click, and a menu bar will pop open, which will give you different options that you can do as well. If I wanted to open this folder back up, I could click on open, and just like double clicking, I now see everything that was in that folder before. You also can add gadgets to your desktop. I have a gadget that tells me what the temperature is. I have a gadget for a puzzle, and then I have a gadget for my AVG program, which protects me from viruses. But anywhere on my desktop, if I right click, I can come down to where I see gadgets, and I can click and I can add new gadgets in. So if I wanted to add a gadget for a clock, then I can drag it over, and now I have a clock so that it tells me what time it is. And so that is an overview of mouse pointing and gadgets. This is an overview of Windows 7 Unit A. This is my desktop for my computer. Your desktop may look different from mine. I have put a background on mine of the little dog. You may or may not have that on yours. One of the first buttons we need to talk about is your Office button. Your Office button is down in the bottom left-hand corner, and this button will allow you to see all the programs that are on your computer, and also show you a way that you can access other things on your computer. In the Start menu, these are the programs that I use recently and I use a lot of. You can also click on all programs, and you can see all the programs that are available to you on the computer. You also have a search box where you can search out files, or you can search out programs. If you go into your desktop and you just click, that screen will go away. These are icons that are on my computer, and these are shortcuts to programs that I use often. On this side you have gadgets. This, and these two are folders. And a folder, you have to think about it like you do a filing cabinet. It's just where you can place information so that you can use it later. You have a recycle bin. In your recycle bin is where all your deleted files go until you empty that recycle bin. They will still remain in that recycle bin. That is an overview of just